If someone met you online for the first time, what would they think about you?
When's the last time you thought about how you're using your device?
Do you think about how your online actions represent you?
How are your children representing themselves online?
You're a good digital citizen, right?
Are you positive?
What is digital citizenship? What is it? Your brain, you have to think with your head, your brain, and you have to think with your heart too.
Digital citizenship is about being nice on the internet and not mean.
Paying attention to what you put online, you're thinking about the fact that you don't want to make a permanent post on a temporary emotion, the fact that you support one another, and your social brand or digital citizenship level online. People would look at that and say, they understand that if somebody were to meet you online for the first time, what kind of a person you are.
I believe that digital citizenship is how you portray yourself online and like all the things that come along with being online, like having your future employers look at your online status and future colleges.
When you're on the internet or online or something, you have to be nice to everyone else who's on the internet, and you can't post mean things or post something you wouldn't want your parents or somebody to see.
To me, it actually means just having a positive digital footprint. This world that we live in is now incredibly digital with the internet, all of cyberspace, that what you put out there, even though you may delete it later, it's always out there permanently somewhere. So you really need to be responsible in what you're saying and what you're doing.
Today, we are going to think about what your kind digital footprint would look like. And the first thing I want us to think about is my permanent marker. And when I wrote on my paper, it was permanent, right? Could I ever take it off? No. Just like when you go online, we leave a footprint behind us. It's a digital footprint, so it's an online footprint.
Be kind online.
Whatever you post on something, whatever you comment, it stays there forever, and you gotta think about that and what you want on there forever and what you don't want on there forever, and you have to use it wisely. Always be responsible and don't post something that you don't want other people to see, because then it's forever. And because colleges and jobs, they look at all your social medias and all your history to see if you're good or not, and if you want a good job and a good life, then you need to be responsible with it.
Although they are digital natives, because the technology has always been around, that doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to use it appropriately and to use it to their benefit. So it's really important, I think, that we take the lead in that and we walk the walk, not only being good digital citizens, but showing them how to be digital leaders and showing them how this really can create a social brand that affects them throughout college and in their workforce life.
We learned that things you put on the internet stay there forever. They don't go away.
What you do now leads up to in college, because if you apply for Harvard, then they're gonna go on your social media account, and if they see that you post something where you're at a party and it's not good, then they're gonna say, I don't want you to go to my college because it looks like you're irresponsible from your profile.
I think that we need to start focusing on the positive ways that students can impact online behavior of others and of themselves, instead of just cracking down on ban and block, because ban and block isn't going to teach the kids appropriate usage of a device or of online. We would not expect the kids to get a driver's license but never teach them how to use the car.
I think that we are one of the very first generations to be faced with the challenge of trying to balance social media and trying to use such elaborate technology in the classroom. And because of that, there isn't a huge understanding of it. I think that a lot of people either take technology for granted or think that kids can't really handle social media and handle technology in the class because it'll be distracting or it'll just cause problems outside of school.
I think that kids today are so they adapt so easily to these new technologies in the classroom, which is awesome that we can have so many opportunities to use technology in the classroom, but we want to make sure that from the start they know that digital citizenship is extremely important and that it is always taken into consideration whether or not you're being respectful on social media.
I think that anybody, any educator, parent, administrator, anyone who puts a device in front of a child has a responsibility to make sure that they are using it appropriately. And one of our goals beyond that is to make sure that they are using it for a positive purpose.
So I heard that you have used Schoology, and that's really great that you've used it already. That's going to help you today because you're going to have an idea on how to navigate or travel around the space when we get in there. We're going to show you what it's going to look like, and then we're going to model for you how to respond appropriately and how to participate in an online discussion. In the course right now that you're going to go in a moment, there's one folder in there, and that says Digital Citizenship. And that's all about participating appropriately in an online environment.
In the Vestal School District, students help define digital citizenship using 3 simple words.
Connect with respect is our mantra. We wanted it to be something short that was able to just be said in passing by a teacher. So if you were sitting in class, using your phone for something that wasn't being productive or wasn't necessarily being nice to another student, your teacher could just walk by and say, connect with respect, and you would know immediately to put your phone away.
With it, we altered our handbook and the technology guidelines within it because they were outdated. We focused on cell phone and cell phone use in the schools as well as the classrooms, so like within commons, the cafeteria outside of school, but still on school property versus in the classrooms. And we decided that they should be allowed everywhere, but in the classrooms under teacher discretion, and then in commons, if someone was saying you need to stop that, you need to respect that.
We thought it was important to have this mantra be taught to the students in the younger grades like elementary school and middle school, so they can learn as they grow up with technology now and come into the high school that they'll already have connect with respect in mind so that they know what it means and how to be respectful with their technology, and they'll understand better. Like if somebody says connect with respect, then they need to understand that what they're doing on their phone is maybe disrespectful and they should think about what they're doing more.
We're in digital citizenship class today where my students are preparing their final presentations, which is a portfolio or collection of the projects they've been working on this year to show evidence that they have transitioned from simply being a responsible digital citizen to being an inspirational digital leader. One student might choose the way that they had tweeted out in a Twitter chat about digital citizenship, ways that people could be being an upstander, or explaining what an upstander is, or telling people about a social brand and giving them tips on how to improve their social brand. If I put something in my blog, they could get thousands of views on their project in 1 day or 2 days. And that really gives them an authentic audience and the ability to see that they can make a difference and have a ripple in the internet life.
It's very important to be a digital leader online. It's important in our new age of social media to really show that you know what you're talking about and that you can put a positive influence into the world. Millennials are a strange generation. We exist in a time where everything is changing arguably more than it has for any generation before us. Because of this, we are responsible to help spread the messages. We are responsible to forge new paths. We are using social media, a tool that is so readily available to us and that we understand so well, and we are using this to challenge what people believe. We're using this to change the world.
I think it's sometimes hard to relate to older generations from what social media can do. Through the use of social media sites like Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, grassroots movements that have been the foundation of not only our country but the world are promoted and used worldwide. Oftentimes we see it as someone standing with a phone in their face, but in my perspective, I think it's the sharing of learning, empathy, and love for one another. One touch of a button can connect one person to another that are on completely separate ends of the world.
If your friend posts something, you can comment on it and say nice things about it. There's some websites where you can post things maybe paragraphs or something that they wrote, or a little story or something, and you can always be nice about it and say that it was really good.
Post good things about your friends and
just positive things to make people happy.
You have to be like nice on the internet at school, and you also have to be nice on the internet at home.
You want to be a good person on the internet. That's really all I have to say.
I've been more aware of what I post online. Like every single time I'm about to tweet something or post a Facebook status, I read it over twice, maybe 3 times, just to make sure that do I really want to put this into the world.
You want to make sure that we have a positive school community, and if things are being said negatively about someone online, that can be reflected in the school day. So just be careful what you say, be respectful of others, and don't hide behind the screen to say something because it's not worth it and it won't be beneficial at all.
What you say on the internet can be interpreted differently, so if you're joking around with a friend, somebody might take that negatively, and it's important to just be aware of like what you say and how it affects other people.
I always want my friends to make sure they're safe online and that they can think of the consequences of what they do when they're on it.
You should always be nice to other people, and if you encourage other people to be nice online, then everybody will be happy and you can make the internet a better place.